Hi everyone, welcome on back. Jean here. All right, for today's little ideal I came up with, do you guys remember these little candy wrapper charms? They were pretty, 3-4 years ago. I used to make them quite a bit. But, they were kind of not the easiest to make. I mean, they're time consuming. They weren't that hard. You had to use some like vinyl and, tape, fold it over, tape it, and then use a flat iron to seal the top and the bottom, and so on and so on. Well, Jean's always got to figure out how to do things a little quicker and easier because I like quick and easy. So what I came up with is I found these are made out of like a vinyl too. And there's a Ziploc bag. They're for just like putting in little embellishments and charms and whatever, And we are going to make them out of these. And here is one of my samples. So isn't that cute? And they're so quick and easy. I put some charms on here. So I got this one, it's an ice cream theme one. And then I did this one in a little flower theme. So stinking cute. I think they turned out really, really good. So we're going to do 2 of them so I can show you a little different version. So these I'm going to measure. You can get these. I got these off of Temu, and you can get them in different sizes. These are the smallest size, and they are about 1.5 from top to bottom, 2 1/4-ish. You got 100 of them for $2.39. So you selling these for a craft show, you just imagine you don't really have to charge that much, and because you're whatever you're putting inside, well, usually that's not, if you're getting the stuff from Temu and other places, it's not usually too expensive. So you could probably sell these rather cheaply, and make some, well, not like cheaply, but where you can sell them for a good price and make a good profit is what I mean to say. Okay, so let's see, how do we want to start? We'll start by filling it. Open it back up. And we're going to make this a fruit theme one. So I got all our little parts here that I picked out. On these ones, I used, these were acrylic. This flower, it's a huge flower. You can see how long it is. Was a charm. I just took out the little eye hook. And then these are resin flat backs. So, and then nail art in there, and then the sprinkles. And then the flowers are little nail art flowers I put in this one. So for this one, I'm using these acrylic pieces because I thought we'd do a little fruit theme. So we've got these 3 acrylic pieces here. And then Hobby Lobby clearance out this fruit clay bits. So we're going to use that. So I'm going to take the clay bits first. And my tweezers are over here. Let me see. Some tweezers would be helpful, or something that you can push it around with would be helpful. And it would be helpful if I could find my stuff. Let's take our little pokey tool. That might help. And this will help a little bit too. Just so I can kind of like push things around. All right. One instead. All right, so first we're going to put some of these little clay bits in, and I'm just going to put some, I don't want to dump it in. You don't need a lot of them. I'm just going to put some in the bottom. Okay, and then we're just going to, let's put in, no rhyme or reason, we're just going to throw them in there. I'm going to put in the watermelon. Let's take the grape here and put in there. And see if we can get a 3rd one in here. Let's get this watermelon down a little bit. And we'll just kind of float him on top. Just make sure it seals. This is where it seals, not this part. So you just want to make sure it's going to seal. And then I'll just take and put a couple more little sprinkles along the top. It's not going to matter. They're going to fall around anyways, so it really doesn't matter. But we'll get a few in there. Once you shake it around, more will pop around. So just put a few more in there. Pull that strawberry back just a little bit. Don't be so picky like me, because they're not going to stay where they are anyways. This one will stay. This one stays really good because it's kind of a little bit more puffy, so that's not moving. And my flower here has not moved at all. But these pieces might move a little bit. Okay, so when you're happy with your replacement, trying to show it without the glare there, we can go ahead and seal it shut. Okay. Then we got washi tape. Got some washi, and I'll link the washi tape I got from Amazon. So I'll link that. And now we are just going to put some along the top and the bottom. Now I like to seal it just below where it closes there. But you want to leave enough on top because we're going to make a fancy cut on top. So I'll show you from the opposite side. So I'm just going to, hope I pulled off enough. Not. Okay, so just to go along, and you can see that I have a little bit above the top because we're going to make a fancy cut. And then just pull this over and line it up with your bottom one. And I'm going to cut this so it's straight, so it looks a little better. Because you kind of will see the back of it. I have another idea that we're going to put together where you know, back is different. So, all right. Then you either take, like, if you have these pinking scissors, your sewing scissors, or you can get these decorative ones. I'll link. This is from Amazon. There's a whole set of them. So take any shape that you have that you want to use, and we're just going to go right along. And I like these scissors because you can do one little swipe. And once I line it up, and now you have a really pretty decorative edge. Now let's do the same to the bottom. Now here I just kind of push up a little bit just so I can put my washi tape down so it's nice and flat when I put my washi tape down. You don't really need to do that, but I'd like to get it out of my way. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And I'm just going to put it down enough. Okay. And this tape seems fairly sticky, but you may want to put a little bit of glue. If you don't think it's very sticky, just add a little bit of glue to help seal it here. But so far, I've been playing with those other ones, and I haven't had no problem with those coming loose. Okay, get my little glue pin back out of the way. All right, squeeze it down really good. You know what I just did? Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I put it on backwards. I didn't. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut. You want to make sure your seam's on the back side. I thought I put it on the wrong way, but I didn't. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to line it up and give it a cut. Oh. Okay. Now, let that dry, though, to get some of the glue, because I glued here, so it didn't dry. But let yours dry before you do that. And then it'll look much prettier. All right. So now we're going to take hole punch. I have a crocodile, of course. I have the big one. Let me bring my camera down for this little Master Mac thing here. I have this big one that I've had for many, many years. So this is the one that I'm using. Now, we got a 1/8 and a 3/16. We want to put it back on the 3/16. So we want to cut our little hole in here. And you can cut your hole wherever you want. Make sure you're not too close to your edges, though, when you cut it. Because we're going to put a eyelet in there. So let me just see where I am. And make sure back just a little bit, Jean. Okay, so we got our little hole in there. And then This came, this was many, many years ago. I believe this was a Anna Griffin color. So it was for her, and this one's called the Big Bite. Crocodile Big Bite, and this was the We Are Memory from We Are Memory Keepers, of course. I've had this for many, many, many years. Okay, let's see. Let's do the blue one in this one. Oops. Grab your eyelet. If you don't have one of these, you need a crocodile. There's a handheld one too, but because of me and my RA and stuff, this one works much better. Now, you've got your bottom piece here and you got your top piece. Your bottom needs to have, so I'm going to show it. It just pulls up and then it turns. You need this piece here that has like a little hill. And that's the piece you want on the bottom. You click it in. And on the top, you want the one that has like, you can kind of see where it's more like a, I don't know what it's called, but it's like, I don't know if it has a fancy name for it though, but you want that piece on top. On the top piece, there really is, I think there's only one, there's that piece, and then there's this longer one, which is for your 1/8. And so this, you want the bigger one, which is your 3/16. And pop that back in there. Then you're going to place this down like this. And I know it's going to be hard to show because, you know, it's kind of hard to show this. Hold that. You're going to put this opening right on top of that hill. So the hill goes inside of it. And then the down, when you bring that piece, oops, I forgot to slide this. You have to slide this piece to the eyelet all the way to the end. It's a step I always forget. And give it a good squeeze. And just like that goes on. And I always usually feel the back if it needs another squeeze. So you have that on. So then I just put together, for this one, I just did one charm. Because I think I will put a pineapple over here. I still don't know if this is going to be too big, but it would be okay, I think. So let me open this up and we will hook it on. You can put as many charms as you want, but you know, for something like this, I don't think you need to put a lot. I did put 3 charms on that one, but I really think, you know, 1 charm looks just fine. Here I just did the 1. Here I went all out and did 3 charms. You know, I don't really think you need that many, but you know, you do you. I was showing you, you know, how it would look. Make sure I got my opening somewhere along here. I'm just gonna open it. And I'm just gonna put it on. Make sure it's gonna go on. So that goes in the front. But nope, that piece isn't gonna hang right. I'm gonna take that off and put that on first. Last, I should say. And now put that piece up back on. Just so it'll lay right. And then close it back up. And then you have that one. Fruit one. And then if you wanna, you can put something on the corner or along the bottom or something like that. I don't know if I want to go overboard or not. It's cute too. And then just glue it down. I'll glue that down. And let's use, yeah, we could just use this. It'll work. It'll work. It's just going to take a little while to dry. Use what you have in front of you. Go a little bit more because it's pretty big. You could probably use like, I'm going to have it coming off the top just a little bit. Kind of see where I have it just peeking over the top. Okay, let that sit there. And put that off to the side while we do our other one. Now, for this one, you may not like the looks of that because when you turn this one over, you know, it's not as pretty on the back side, right? So I'm going to show you how we fix that. So for this one, we have, grab all the pieces. Oh, we're going to do a Hello Kitty one. Of course, you would not think I would do a Hello Kitty, did you? Okay, let's grab our Hello Kitty pieces. And I've got a couple Hello Kitty stickers. So for this one, I just found this pink and white mix. Oh, there's a little swan in there. We don't want him, but we won't use him. Okay. we are going to take another one of these. Like I said, you can make these. This was kind of wrinkly on top. Let's grab another one. It's not quite as wrinkly. And put in some of the sprinkles down in the bottom. Let's bring you down a little closer. Okay, that little... We don't need him in there. Let's put you off to the side. Let's see how much we need. We don't want to get too much in there to start out with because you got to be able to put your other pieces in there. Oh my goodness, someone shot off a firework outside. Oh my gosh. They do it right in my front yard. Did you guys hear that? Good Lord. I'm in the basement. Okay, let's put the acrylic. This is just an acrylic piece. Put him in there. Then we have this rhinestone little kitty head I thought would be cute to add in there. Like I said, your price is gonna be by what you put in here. Like if I'm gonna have these extra pieces in there, I might want to charge a little bit more. So keep that in mind. You kind of like whatever you put in there, you know, you want to put that into the consideration of your cost also. Get him down in there just a little bit. We'll put some more little pieces in there. And then I got another little Hello Kitty head charm. We're going to just slide that on this side. That's why, like, if you have a tweezers or something, throw these pieces in there. And then I want some more. These I'm just going to kind of sprinkle. Some are going down the back, some are going down the front. Get that one off of Hello Kitty's nose. All right, want Hello Kitty to peek out there. Okay, so we have something like that. I won't play around too much. I'd play around a little bit longer. And then, oh, I forgot to put the piece of paper in. So here, oh, this is what I said. We're going to put in a piece of paper, okay? So I'm just doing pink. And on one side, I think we'll use this sticker. We're going to put the sticker on one side. And you can put the sticker on the outside or inside. I'm going to keep it on the inside, of course, so that it stays. Should be able to still get this in. I use my little tape trick. I think that little firework threw me off because that was really loud. Woo! I'll have to play back this tape and see if you can hear that. Thought there was an explosion outside. Okay, let's just add this on the back. So now the back will look just as pretty too. And we're going to cut off anything that hangs over. And this piece of paper is 1 3/16 by 1 3/4. And now we want the plain pink on this side, and we're going to put the sticker on the back, and we'll still be able to slide it in. If not, we'll just take everything back off. Wouldn't be the first time. We should be able to get it right back down in there. There we go. So now, actually, the pink paper, like, or any paper you use, actually helps everything kind of stand out a little bit more. Pieces down there a little better. That should be good. And then on the back, you have, so your back looks pretty too. And there's a few, you could add a few more little things on the back side if you want. Now, make sure it's closed really tight. And then I found this one in my stash. This one I won't be able to link. I can link, this came in a set. I can link these ones, but this one I won't be able to link. I have no idea for sure where I got it from, but I thought it was really cute because it's got like a bow, the stars that kind of remind me, and the bow and reminds me of Hello Kitty. I'm gonna grab it. Oh, I hate when I do that. I go too fast and my washi tape rips. This one just wants to rip to begin with. It's the edges. I hate when the edges are kind of messed up, because then your washi tape doesn't come off right. Come on. Don't give me trouble. You know, let's tear all that off. I grab off a piece slowly this time, Jean. Okay, and make sure we're putting this on the right way, because some of the elements need to go a certain way. This looks like a baby one, maybe, like, because there's a baby bottle there too. But we're going to use it. I think it'll look cute. And then the same thing, we want to put this right below the seal. And we're going to pull this over and just match your edges the best you can. We're going to cut all that off anyways. And then bring this one over, but we're going to cut it a little straighter. Again, if you want to put some glue there to seal it together, put some glue. But because I got to cut it right away for you guys, I'm not going to do that. Okay, pull it. I'll show you this pinking shears. Pinking scissors. We'll use this one for this one. And I'm going to line it up. I'm going just above the thing. Now we're going to do the bottom. Again, I just like to push it up just a tiny bit, just so it lays more flat while I'm doing it. Slowly peel this off. Okay, and now we've got to remember this one's going to go this way, so I want it to go upside down to me. And then it'll be right side up. Try to get it on as straight as you can. My little heart is still beating fast from that. I don't know if you guys, well, I'll be anxious to see if if the sound shows up. That was loud. We had fireworks. They were Memorial Day weekend. Of course, people were doing fireworks. At least they started after the dogs went to bed, because one of my dogs did not like fireworks. She's okay with thunder. It's kind of weird, but she does not like, you know, fireworks at all. All right, did I put this on the right? Yep, still put on. And then we're just going to cut it down. I'm trying to feel where my bottom is. You can, this one has lines on, so you can kind of use the lines to, so that's the back. And then there's your front. My Hello Kitty I pushed up, so we'll see if we can push it back down a little bit. There we go. I pushed it all up. All right, same thing. Let's grab a brad, and we'll go with a little pink brad on this one. Not a brad, an eyelet, Jean. I always call him a brad. You guys do the same thing? I always call him a brad. All right, so slide that back to the 3/16. And oh, the other one is actually, no, it is 1/8. 1/8 and 3/16. So when you're buying eyelets for these, your size is right there. So that helps you out. So if you always forget. All right, get this off my fingers. Same thing. We're just going to punch our hole. And right about there. You just don't want to be too close to the edge. I don't know if I have one, this first one I did. I got a little too close to the edge on this first one. You can see it's just kind of ruffled it up then too. Put it in. Beautiful. Hold it down and push. Okay, now we have that. And then I just put together one little charm on this one. I like using the plastic, plastic key ring, lobster claw if you can. I didn't have I need to get some more small ones. I had to use the bigger ones. I would normally use this small one. And then I had these smaller metal ones, so I used the metal one on this one. But, you can use whatever you want. But I like the little bit, I like this smaller one. You can see the difference in size. So I have to get some more of the smaller ones. Same thing, we're just going to open this up and put it on. Find my little tools. Take that off. Okay. Oops, I forgot the charm. Are you guys yelling at me? Jean, put the charm on. All right. Now you have a cute little Hello Kitty one. And see the difference if you put a piece of paper in there? And that's cardstock. That was 110-pound cardstock. Okay, get the glare off. See the difference? So then, and this stuff, the stuff will, you can see it moving around as soon as I'm kind of playing with it too. So it will move around in there, which is what it's made to do. And that's the back. You got some of your little clay pieces rolling around on the back. I brought the tape down a little too far, but that's okay. It's just my samples. I wouldn't sell these. These are just my quick little samples. I'd take my time, but aren't these really cute? And that was so much easier than, you know, cutting your vinyl, folding it over, putting your red line tape on. Then you got to get a flat iron, put a piece of paper on and heat it. And yeah, 20 steps later. And these are so cute. And then if you want to put like on, you could on the outside, you can decorate the outside just as well. Put some things along the top. You can do that. Let's bring my other ones out. Clean up this mess a little bit. And then I have a cute little flower one. So you can use anything inside. You can make these for Halloween, for Christmas, for fall, for any occasion, birthday. And these are really, really cute, like little school colors maybe for, you know, their backpacks and stuff like that. So you can put these on anything, wherever you'd want to dangle. And they're pretty, like I said, this is the one I made about a week ago. And I've been playing around with it quite a bit. But if you're giving it, like if I'm going to be selling them, I'm going to make them more secure. So I will run glue along my washi tape if I'm going to be selling them. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Give this a try. Like I said, these are really, really cheap. I got these pre-tariff, but I'm sure you can probably find some. They were just called, well, I'll link these ones, of course. I'll be able to link these, but you probably won't be able to because everything says sold out right now. But then at least you'll get the description, name, and all that stuff, what they are. They just called it, I don't know what kind of bag they called it, but they're just little Ziploc bags, but they're made out of vinyl. They're not cellophane. So I hope you give this a try. These you can play with the kids with these. You know, that's a good one for the kids that keep them busy. Make some. They can make some for their birthday party, for their giveaway bags and stuff like that. So there's a lot you can do with these, and I think they turned out so cute and so much easier. All right, guys. As always, you know, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.